Greetings and welcome to the award-winning Her Majesty blog, where we bring together the world of pageants with the sole aim of revolutionizing the standards of beauty and creating social development through women empowerment. My name is Demu, and I will be your host for tonight. On this particular series that is called It Is Within Her, which happens to be our slogan as well, we go on a journey amongst pioneering women in the world of pageantry to find out what it's like when a organizer, when a founder, look, every single person that is involved. We go behind the scenes to literally find out what it's like to be pioneering women in the pageant industry. Tonight, I have an amazing guest, and her name is Leroy Napi, Miss Grand Supreme South Africa. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. If it's your first time watching, do follow us on our various social media platforms. We're there on Facebook, we are here on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. And we do apologize for starting late because technical difficulties due to network. So yeah, we're doing it right now. We're doing it right. Let's see. Let us accept our gorgeous guest. Excited as I am because we are about to have an absolutely amazing conversation. Let's see. Leroy!
Hi.
Yay! I'm so
I'm so
excited.
excited.
So it started like the same way started the last time. So it was just a bit blank. I'm like, okay, please don't do this time around. Don't do this to us, network. Like, I'm so happy to see you, my angel.
Same here, Sister Devo. I'm so pleased that you guys have welcomed me on the show. I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness. This feels like a reunion because I saw you last time looking in your aura, getting crowned, looking stunning, and now you are here again. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's a lot. I've been keeping up with Her Majesty page, and I absolutely love their content and everything they're doing, especially in terms of South African pageantry. Because with a lot of pageant pages that are promoting pageants, it's usually the European and the Asian, but we don't have a lot of pages busy promoting African queens. That's why I love the page so much. So I'm super privileged to be on
Aww.
today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you know what? We are just here for all of these pageants because we love pageants ourselves. So we really created this platform for exactly that, to see our own pageants really just flourishing and queens like yourself on our platform. So let's break the ice a little bit while we're still here. Let's break the ice. So who's your
Okay.
favorite Miss Africa of all time?
Sister, wait again. That is an extremely difficult question
How?
to
How,
answer.
Mara?
I'm not going to lie because the South Africa platform has produced so many phenomenal women. How can you just pick one out of all of them?
True.
So one thing I can say that the previous Miss South Africas have all brought different things that are so unique to the platform and to us in the country. And there are a lot of stuff that I really look up to about them. We're looking at, for example, Tamron and Rolene. They are ladies who are in the medical industry, and I think that is phenomenal that they're able to balance and just prove that it's not just beauty and brains. We look at Zozibini. She literally
Mm.
shattered glass ceilings. We look at Lizo, who really prioritizes family, and all these things. Like, the previous Miss South African really, yeah. So I really think that through each one of them, they bring different things to the table, and that is what I really
But I'm putting you on the
appreciate.
spot, Leroux. I'm putting you on the spot. We're running a poll here. We want to see who is the one
Okay.
that's going to win at the end of the year. Who is our pageant girl's favorite? So I'm putting you on the spot. Yeah, what are you mentioning them? Zozi, I'm putting you on the spot, honey. Who
Yeah.
is your, like, if, I don't want to say if I had a gun on your head, if I was like, yay, with your very last breath, please just say your favorite Mr. Africa. Who would it be?
I think. Okay, at this current point in my life and
Yes.
what's going on and everything that is happening, I would say it's Demi Nell Peters. Because obviously
Ah,
she had an amazing feat by winning South Africa Miss Universe crown after so many years. And I think
yes.
the values that she stands for currently, she's very proud of her faith, which is something that I absolutely admire, especially in this day and age.
Mm,
She loves family, and also what she advocates for are things that I really look up to in her. So right now, I would say it's Demi Nell Peters.
I love
TiVo.
it. Yes, yes, indeed. She's definitely quite an exemplary person and she's really, really just living her purpose fully. You know what? Before I continue, please just adjust your camera a little bit. Now, I want people to see your sash. I want them to see, like, even if they can see half of it, Nyana, I want them to see the gorgeousness. I want them to see what hey, you are.
I'm just gonna have to sit on a pillow.
Let's see, let's see, let's see.
Is that better?
Yeah, I wanted to peep. I wanted to peep kancane. Babona gore hey hey hey. I'm seated with the queen. Please, hey, come on.
You want to just like talk like this with an arm.
Oh my goodness. So, for those who do not know who Leroy Nape is, who is Leroy Nape? What does she do? You know, what is she all about?
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I am a Leruo Moratwa Nape, a dynamic, ambitious, hardworking, God-fearing young lady. I am 19 years of age and currently studying medical biosciences at the University of the Western Cape. During my free time, I just enjoy being in nature. So if you will be outdoors and be doing something active, please call me because I just admire nature and I love being fit and active. Also enjoy spending time in the kitchen, cooking and baking, and spending time with my family and friends. And I really am a young lady who advocates for self confidence. I think that it is something that is extremely essential in this day and age, especially among young people, and confidence in who you are. I think that as a society, identity is something that we do not value enough. And I
Hmm.
think that it is very important that as young people, we learn who we are and stay true to ourselves regardless of the forces that we may face. A lot of people are gonna want to tell you who you are. And I think it is very important for us to remember what is good, who God says about us, and stay true to that.
Hmm. Ah, what an intro. Like, I'm just blown away. I'm just listening to you like, yes, girl, yes, girl, yes, girl, with each point that you're mentioning in my heart because, wow, that is so, so true. And that makes the Lirona and that is Miss Grand Supreme South Africa. And I think you almost answered my second question, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to answer it as well. What do you do for fun? What do you do to relax? What do you do for leisure? Because you mentioned you love the outdoors, you love cooking.
Hmm.
So when you
I
aren't
think
within the books, what do you do?
honestly speaking, because I am a very busy person, when I want to relax, I sleep. Like, I really sleep because I don't get a lot of sleep. And to relax, I usually just sit on my bed and it's either I do some reading or I watch YouTube. Those are my two go-to things because they're usually quick and they get me, calmed down, especially reading. They get me calmed down and centered in my very busy schedule. So other than all the other things that I mentioned about being outdoors and hanging out with my family
Mm.
and friends, I've really learned to prioritize me time. And by doing that, I get grounded and just calm myself and just remember what is going on and reorientate myself. So, yes.
And that is very important. I mean, for somebody with a busy schedule like yourself, you really need the time to call yourself towards yourself, even if it's through a nap, guys. Nap is very important. It's extremely important. It's extremely important.
I think so. I think so because I feel like as much as I know that hard work is important and that is
Mm.
without a doubt. I think with our society we really love overemphasizing hard work and grinding, as they say, that you should always be doing something and you should always be working hard and everything, that we do not
Mm,
prioritize actually resting, because resting is very important. And that's why a lot of people
absolutely.
face like burnout and all those things. So yeah, I've learned to prioritize my me time so that I don't end up fainting somewhere.
And look, in your line of studying, your line of pageantry as well, it's really quite important that you really just balance all these things, time management, just have everything in control. And speaking about pageantry, right? Out of all things in the world, Lulu, like out of all things that you could have done, why pageantry?
I'm not going to lie. People don't actually know that I entered pageantry because of the glitz and glam. I'm not going to lie, right? Because
I
growing
love the
up,
honesty though.
I am very girly. I would still consider myself very girly. So when it came to dressing up and looking beautiful, I was like, sign me up, and that's exactly what happened. But of course, as has gone on, I've come to understand and know that pageantry is not all about the glitz and glamour. It's not all about dressing up and all those things. And that is really what kept me in pageantry, realizing that pageantry honestly offers women one of the biggest opportunities that they can get. We look at platforms like Miss South Africa and Miss Universe, and how it has the ability to completely transform one's life. So it's all the opportunities that pageantry offers young women. That is the reason why I decided
Mm.
to actually stay in pageantry.
Oh, wow, that is absolutely amazing. And when was your first pageant? How was it?
It was good. It was good. It was when I was 10 years old. I remember in the month of April, and
You've
it
been in
was
the
a good
game when I'm 10
competition.
years old.
I've been in the game for some time. It was amazing because I remember I was wearing this. That was I'm sure it's one of my favorite dresses that I've ever owned. It was a little zebra dress. It was black and white, and it was short. It was
Oh,
cute. Yes, and I remember my coach. She didn't really shout at me, but she really gave me the eye, because with pageantry you rehearse a routine, and then when you get on stage, it just jumps out of your mind, and that is exactly what happened. But I don't know what it is that afforded me a top 5 placement, but I don't know what it is, but I just did
you
end
are
up
good.
getting.
How? It's that simple. What is asking? You are good. So that's why you're in the top five. Start
Yeah.
downplaying it. You are good.
So yeah, it was definitely memorable. It was life changing, because that's when I knew that this is where I'm supposed to be. So I really
Oh,
enjoyed it.
wow. Wow, that sounds
Mm.
so, so amazing. And how many titles have you won so far?
I've won. I haven't counted in a long time,
And
but
sometimes you actually like you had to like pause and be like, I've like are they so many? Like that they're too numerous to mention.
there are quite a few, to be honest, because there was a time where I was very consistent in my pageantry. Like my mom and I knew every week, every second week, or once a week in a month, I would compete, and that made me accumulate a lot of titles. System, can you hear me?
I lost you a bit there, so I was hoping that I'll hear you as you're continuing. Can you hear me?
Ah, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, please start off over, my age. I did not get that. I just heard that there was a stage where you're consistent with your mother, I think every weekend, and then let's continue from there.
Yeah, so that really helped me grow, of course, and that helped me accumulate a lot of titles. So I would say around 120, that was the last number I remember counting, and that was a few years ago.
120 titles. Girl. No, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm not surprised. You know, you perfect your craft by literally just doing what you love over and over again, and you have mastered it. I mean, you know, you might see yourself as so far from where you want to see yourself, but I mean, from 120 titles, girl, you are doing absolutely amazing. Amongst those titles, is there an international appearance that you have done? Have you presented a country anywhere?
Yes, I do. I have two international titles.
Alright.
I have
Oh,
two
titles
international
even.
titles.
Like you don't go and come back without the crowd. Titles. Yes, girl.
Yes, I do. I was very fortunate to represent South Africa in Bulgaria in 20 not 2015, I think it was 2014. I'm so sorry, I
Mm-hmm.
forgot the year. But yes, it was still in the beginning stages of my pageant career. And I won
All
Little Miss
right.
Galaxy. And then I also went to compete at International Junior Miss. And I was able to win the title there as well. So
Wow. And how was it? Like, how was it? I think, you know, you were a teenage then. Right now, we can say that, you know, you are slowly stepping out of your teens and you are, you know, stepping into knowing yourself better and all those things. But how was it? Like, how did you feel just winning? Did it not get to your head? Because, like, you know, when you're a child, you're a child. I mean, you're 14 and get more international, hey, crown being placed over your head. How was that? How was the entire experience for you?
it was amazing. I think my first international competition, Little Miss Galaxy, when I won, I was 11 years old, so I was still very naive. I didn't really understand the magnitude of what was happening. But I think with International
Mm,
Junior Miss, that is a whole nother level of an international competition. You know, it has a lot of recognition and everything. And then that's when I actually understood that, okay, Leroy, you are not Leroy, you are South Africa. You know, a lot of the girls that I met there, they don't know what's going on in South Africa. They think that we ride lions to go to school and things like that. So I think that's where the pressure came in, knowing that I'm representing millions of people as as a
yes.
representative for South Africa. And I think winning it was amazing because it was the first time South Africa won that title. So it was just an amazing.
Wow, girl, you made history. Oh my goodness, that's so
Thank you
amazing.
so much. Yes, so I think I really, that was something I was so grateful for that I had that opportunity and also that I did so well. I did my country proud. And, you know, after hard
Mm.
work, it really did pay off. So I was very grateful.
Ah, goodness. Oh, that is so, so amazing. And I'm gonna put you on the spot now. I mean, with 120 titles to your name, I want to know what is the best pageant that you have participated in?
Hmm.
And they're watching. Some of your mentors that you were part of their pageant, they're watching. But honestly, without the pressure of, you know what, who's watching, literally like, what is your top pageant that you've entered? Like, or give me top five. If you can't take it back, if you can't give me one.
Yeah, I would, let's keep it at top one. Let's just keep it at the top.
All right.
And
The,
I would say it's International Junior Miss, because that
oh,
was an experience that I've never had. It's not an experience that you typically
yeah.
have, you know, and just experiencing an international system because they do things very differently there. It just added to the experience, it added to learning. And of course, it's a title that afforded me so much. I think it afforded me the most from all the
Yes.
competitions that I've entered before. And that is something that I really appreciated about it because I got to travel, I got to meet ladies from other continents, other countries, and represent South Africa. So I think taking all of those into consideration, I would say that was my favorite competition so far.
Can I just say one thing I love about you, ne? You at no point in as much as you're what, 14 when you won that pageant, the international one,
Which one, ma'am?
the international junior miss. How old were you?
I was 16.
16. That's quite recent actually. And as much as you were, you know, in your teens and at the prime of your teens, if I can say that you're in grade 10, at no point did you have a I have arrived attitude, you know? And I think it's something that's so important. You're still as graceful as if, you know what, you aren't a reigning queen of a pageant as we're sitting down here right now. And that is such a wonderful trait to have in this industry.
Thank you so much. I think that a mindset like that is could be very toxic because that's when growth
Yes.
will end. Because when at what point can you say that you have arrived when you can never stop learning and never stop
Mm,
growing? There's always more that you can do. So in this industry, especially, there's so many opportunities that pageantry can offer you. So I don't think there's ever a point where one can say, I have arrived, and I have done
indeed.
it all. There's always more to do because if you have that mentality, then you won't allow yourself to grow and experience new things. So that is something that I've
Ah,
definitely learned.
love, 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 love it. Look, absolutely love it. And now I want to know, like, you can't just come here and be and have 120 titles and then not tell us what is your winning formula. Like, share with the people watching, share with other pageants queens. What is your secret winning formula?
Mm. I would first start with saying prayer is the foundation of it all, because
Ah,
I don't think I would have made
powerful.
it this far without God intervening. And as cliche as it may sound, hard work, honestly, because they always
Mm,
say that hard work can beat talent any day, and that is so true. And I think
yes.
consistency is also something that is important because, in as much as my first competition, I got a top five placement, seven competitions after that, I did not place at all. And you can imagine in my beginning stages, I was thinking that maybe it was beginner's luck that I got placed in the top five and everything, and it was really hard,
Yes.
especially as a young child, because I didn't understand what was going on. So I would definitely say hard work, being consistent is something that is important, that is very important if you have a goal that you want to reach. And sometimes, yes, you
Mm,
may need, if you compare yourself to other people, then it is dangerous because you may need more work to reach that specific goal. But I would
ooh,
definitely say that
yes.
just be hardworking. If you need to practice day and night. Fortunately, my mom is my coach, so we were able to, if I
Mm.
ask my mom, mommy, it's 12 o'clock, I know you're tired, but please, I feel like I still need to practice this, and then she would assist me in that manner. But I would definitely say prayer and hard work are the two things that got me here.
Prayer and hard work. Oh, wow. Prayer and hard work is exactly what got you to also being crowned Miss Grand Supreme South Africa. Like, listen, congratulations once more on being
Thank you
crowned.
so
And
much.
how has the journey been for you thus far? I mean, it was just like I feel like just yesterday. I know it's back then in March, but literally it feels like Maloba mo. We were there and watching you just being crowned. How has the journey been for you thus far?
It's been a great one. It's been a really great one because I think that Miss Teen Grand Supreme is a competition that isn't very usual. Because unlike my other
Hmm.
competitions where if you win, you would get prizes and then that would be the end of it, I think that Sita and her team really focus on development because even the things that were awarded was there are things that are awarded that contribute to you developing. With an example, with my mentorship program, it was with the help of Miss Teen Grand Supreme that I was actually able to lift it off the ground. So I think that's something that I'm very privileged to have been part of, which is an organization that focuses on the development of their winners, not only what happens on the night, and then we give you, your money or your certificate and your crown and your sash and your
Mm.
soap, then we're done for the day. So I've really been enjoying the journey so far.
Oh, wow. Sounds wow, sounds really, really great. And I'm glad that it's really stuff that aren't, I think sometimes the stuff that are tangible, we appreciate the money, we appreciate the crowns and everything. But when someone is
Mhm.
contributing towards your growth as a queen and as a young woman, it's just a gift that can never be held or taken away from you. It's really something that stays with you. And on
Mm.
that line, I just want to ask you as well, like, you know, when you're curating your year plan, if you can call it that, do you get to have activities that you have there, or is it something that the director of the pageant would say, okay, Bon, this is our Miss Teen, our Miss Grand Supreme lineup for you. This is what you do, and that's that. How do you guys work together on that?
Most of the events are things that I need to curate, but I
Okay,
do, of course, do it with the assistance of the organization. So maybe
all
Tita,
right.
like my director, would give me suggestions, and then we'll take them on and see how we move forward with that.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. And then you've mentioned your baby. Goodness, just watching the growth, the initiative is it's really, really amazing. Please tell us about the Greater Girls South Africa. When was it founded? You know, everything.
Okay, so yes, my brainchild, my baby, Greater Girls South Africa is a mentorship program that that actually got launched this year, but in its entirety, the organization began last year in 2021. So the program focuses on mentoring young girls who are in high
Mm-hmm.
school on basically just helping them on their overall development. We have four focus areas, which is advocacy, health and hygiene, faith, and education. And we just focus on empowering these young girls in these different facets so that they can be the best versions of themselves. So when I was thinking of a project that I wanted to begin with, because I honestly
Mm-hmm.
believe that I have been so blessed in life that it would be a total injustice if I do not pour out what has been poured into me. I wanted something that I would be passionate about and something that would be a solution to a need that we're facing. And especially as a young woman myself, I wanted to focus on empowering young girls. And I thought about mentorship because I feel like in our society, our moral compass is just going haywire, and virtue and good character are things that are no more being valued, especially in young
Mm-hmm.
girls. You know, young girls are told chase being looking so-called attractive, chase the followers, chase all these things that may seem nice at the time, but do not assure you happiness or do not actually
True.
assure you success. So that's why I created the mentorship program. I wanted it to be a platform where I can educate young girls not only about
Mm-hmm.
what opportunities are available to them, because I work mostly with underprivileged girls, but really educate them about their potential. You know, educate them about planning in the future and how they can actually make a plan to become the people that they want to be, and not only look to society to be to identify them. So that is Greater Girls in a nutshell.
Ah, wow. That is, I don't know, words fail me at this point because I do not think there's any words to describe somebody living out her purpose and really just addressing issues that they're seeing in the community and really just wanting to make a positive difference in their community, you know, and especially amongst young people, you know. I think young
Mm,
people, like you mentioned in our country, you know, are faced with multiple issues, and one of those issues come across as unemployment, you know, it is health issues, it is, you know, substance abuse, and all these things that I can really just talk about for hours and hours, right? If you were given the opportunity to be the president of this country, what is the one issue that you would address, and how would you go about addressing it?
The one issue I would address is our education system. As
Mm,
cliche as it may be, I really do think that our education system is something that we are getting wrong, and therefore it's impacting and influencing a lot of other things in our country. You know, as a young person going being in a education institution, I'm not sure if I'm going to get a job when I'm done with my degree. So thing is, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a job. And also, if you think about it, with education, if people are not educated, then they cannot find employment, and lack of employment leads to crime, and crime leads to poverty.
Mm,
So I think that with our education system, it's proven that the matter is not really money, because if you look at our budget, most of the money is allocated to education. However, I think that we need to change the system to be a one that actually benefits young people, that can actually
yes.
assure them employment at the end of the day. And yeah, I think that I'll definitely address the matter of education.
And I think once you address education, everything else that stems out of it would be, covering all the other socioeconomic issues that I mentioned. If we discussed mental health in our education systems, if we found
Mm.
ways to, upskill our young people, we will really not be struggling with so many issues that we are struggling with. So,
Mm.
Lorna, pay for president.
Oh, wow.
And getting on to, towards closing our show, I just want to ask you, how would you like to be remembered one day?
I want to be remembered as somebody who has lived her purpose, because that is actually my biggest fear, not living up to my purpose,
Mm,
my God-given purpose.
powerful.
Yeah, so I want to be remembered as somebody who made an impact, not who basically not only lived for herself, but lived for other people as well. I think that as a society and just as people, if we learned not to be selfish, but to actually build a
Mm,
community where we are able to help each other and not only depend on ourselves, but just help each other so that we can all be better, then that is something that can really improve our living circumstances. So I want to be remembered as somebody who lived her purpose, somebody who was
yes.
selfless, somebody who, yeah, and somebody who just lived a life of service. I think that is something I want to be remembered for.
And indeed, you will be remembered as such because you are well on your way towards living, what, your legacy. And that is amazing. It's not something that we're going to hear about later on, but Leruo was, you are at the moment, you're present in your purpose. And that is wonderful to see, especially as young as you are. So really, we wish you all the best with your future endeavors, and really may God really continue being at the center of everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much, Sister Mo. I really appreciate it.
And now our last and final question, which happens to be our signature question here at Her Majesty, is what does beauty mean to you?
I always say that beauty is something that transcends physical appearance. I believe that beauty
True.
is something that a blind man can see, a deaf man can hear.
Mm.
It's something that you feel through a person's pure intention and their heart of compassion and of kindness. I've always found the most beauty in people who are selfless and who are compassionate and loving. And I think that is beauty. Being selfless, living for other people, being humble, that is where true beauty lies.
I think I didn't get you at the end. You were saying being selfless and being.
Oh, I was saying being selfless and being humble. That is where true
Ah,
beauty lies.
wow. I feel like this network is jealous. Like in the beginning, it was being jealous, and now as we're about to seal and just wrap up things, it's coming out here with its jealousy. But like your lokwazi Rono is saying, what a beautiful beauty definition. I couldn't agree more. And everybody has been showing you so much love. I'm sure you've been seeing all the hearts going up as you're speaking, and I'm just like, look, keep them coming. We really, really appreciate you. And thank you so, so much for being our guest on tonight's show.
Thank you so much, Siki. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun.
Look, Bona, forward, upwards, Bona, like, may you just continue doing amazing things. I'm gonna read the last comment from Zen Tim saying, Luru, you're a powerful girl and we love you. Look, I couldn't agree
Thank
more. We love you,
you.
we love you, we love you, and do have yourself a pleasant evening further. Until next
I
time, just hopefully soon when you are crowned something else, because girl, you are just collecting. You are fetching these crowns. See you next time, my angel. Goodbye.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Bye. There you have it. There you have it. Her name is Leruo Nabe, and she is Miss Teen Grand Supreme South Africa. A stunning, humble look. She's indeed so inspiring, like Madame Lustar is saying. Ah, she is absolutely an inspiration. But thank you once more for joining us on the award-winning Her Majesty blog. Thank you for watching. May you continue supporting us on our social media platforms and catch up on YouTube and also right here at our IGTV. From me, Wita Mahalo, and the team, it is good night and stay blessed.